Hi, this is Francis Stevens, and this is my persuasive review on the NBC hit show Miami Vice. In 1983, Brandon Tartikoff, an NBC executive, wrote a brainstorming memo and presented it to former producer and writer of Hill Street Blues, Anthony Yerkovich. What Yerkovich and Tartikoff were looking for were, what is a new way to create a spin-off of the famous show Hill Street Blues? In 1984, NBC introduced their second crime drama series, Miami Vice. Miami Vice followed a story behind two Vice detectives working for the Miami-Dade Police Department, working undercover in the mean streets of Miami Beach, Florida. When Michael Mann and Anthony Yerkovich were working on this show, they brought a great cast on. Don Johnson, Phil Michael Thomas, who played Crockett and Tubbs, Castile, who was played by not only Edward James Olmos, who's had a great career, and also other supporting actors as Michael Talbot, John Deal, Sandra Santiago, and Olivia Brown. Each character kind of had their own type of personality. If you watch Switek and Zito, played by Michael Talbot and John Deal, they're a little bit more loosey-goosey and just had a little bit more fun with things. If you watch Crockett and Tubbs, they show a lot of passion, but also they were also the main characters of the show. They brought a lot of swagger to television at that time with their dress, cars that they drove, and just the way they carried themselves. This show had great acting as well as great writers to help these actors pursue their great career. The cinematography of Miami Vice was based on the up-and-coming culture of New Wave in the 80s. Some segments of Miami Vice sometimes would use music-based stanzas. Anthony Yerkovich, who was one of the series creators and writers, quoted, "This show was written for an MTV audience, which is more interested in images, emotions, and energy than plot and character and words." That cinematography was an instant hit, and the show in the first season received 15 Emmy nominations. Miami Vice is well noted for their countless pop and rock hits of the 1980s. Jan Hammer, who produced the soundtrack that you would hear from time to those music-based stanzas, brought that synthesized sound the 80s was used to hearing. There were also great artists involved with music on the show, such as Phil Collins, Meat Loaf, Ted Nugent, Billy Ocean, DeBarge, Frank Zappa, and Tina Turner. This show also had quality music. Remember also in 1987, the Crockett's theme was a #1 song in several European countries, and the song was produced by none other than Jan Hammer himself. Now, I know we're a little bit out of the time warp here with this show, Miami Vice, being based from 1984 to 1989. But if I got to give this show anything, I give this show 5 out of 5, none other. This show was the huge inspiration of pop culture throughout the 80s, with fashion, music, cars, guns, etc. This show was the show of the 80s, and I will highly recommend you check it out. If you have Netflix or even Hulu Plus, make sure you check out some episodes of Miami Vice. It's always good to go back and get some throwback episodes in there, but it's a great show, I guarantee it.